Well, the Honourable Nathan Guy.
Mr Speaker, thanks for the opportunity to make some comments in what is a very important debate this afternoon. It's important because of health and safety and food security. It's also important for exports and overall our economy. I think it's important to remind everyone in the House that our primary sector exports make up about 72% of our total merchandise exports and are indeed a crucial part of the New Zealand economy. As a small country of around 4.5 million people, food production is hugely important to us. We feed about 40 million people and we export to almost 200 countries around the world. And we have been renowned for our food production, and indeed over about a century we've been exporting some of the finest food products to all of these different parts of the planet. And of course that is underpinned by our high quality food safety systems, biosecurity, animal welfare, and indeed our environmental management. They all form a part of underpinning our exports to almost 200 countries around the world. And importantly, when you get out from New Zealand, and I've been lucky enough to go on a couple of trade missions this year, one to Latin America with the Prime Minister and one when I led a delegation up into China recently. When you look back on New Zealand and when you are in other countries and you hear them talk about all of those things that I've just talked about, they are fundamentally important to exporters. And we need to ensure that we do the utmost to hold up our integrity on the world stage as some of the best and finest producers of food in the world. And importantly, this particular incident that we are discussing in the House this afternoon is disappointing. It's disappointing that it's occurred. Consumers are disappointed, the government is disappointed, our trading partners are disappointed, and our hard-working farmers that get up at 4 or 5 a.m. every morning and produce a high-quality food product are indeed disappointed as well. We will, however, get through this. It will knock our reputation, Mr Speaker, around a bit, but we will be stronger. We will be stronger as a country from this event into the future. And there are a whole lot of questions that we all want to ask, and indeed we want answers to. And at the appropriate time, we will be able to get the answers to those questions that we all so desire. Right now, Mr Speaker, the focus is on the health and well-being, particularly of our children and our families. And I want to acknowledge the work that Minister Kay, Minister Ryle and Minister Goodhue have done in this space. I want to also acknowledge the work that Minister Grosser has done on the international stage, reaching out to our markets. The response across government, I believe, has shown to the New Zealand public how important we have treated this issue from when ministers became aware of this issue on Friday afternoon. We set up a ministerial group. Officials from a number of agencies have come together and indeed worked all weekend. I have been impressed by our all-of-government approach, and indeed I've been keeping in touch with the industry, and their response has been consistent, Mr Speaker. Food safety is the top priority for New Zealand, and we need to do what we can to assure New Zealanders and our export markets that we are taking this very, very seriously. The industry groups have expressed indeed disappointment that this has happened, but they are committed to doing what they can to assure New Zealanders and overseas markets as an exporting food nation that we treat these food safety issues extremely seriously. We will get through this. We will be stronger for it. and thank you for the opportunity to make a contribution on what is a very important issue this afternoon.
Call the Honourable Joe Goodhue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, right from the earliest moments of this incident,